center relocation.
A recent study found that 76% of enterprises have declared a disaster or experienced a major business disruption. A similar study found that 87% of enterprises have indicated that improving disaster recovery capabilities was a critical IT initiative. Let's look at the two main solutions, high availability and disaster recovery, to see how they compare. High availability, primarily for application protection, leverages clustering technology and remote hot sites to ensure real-time recovery and availability. Disaster recovery, primarily for data protection, uses tape and imaging solutions to store data off-site in the event of downtime. High availability provides exceptional performance with near-zero recovery time objectives and recovery point objectives, two very important metrics when gauging the effectiveness of a high availability solution. The problem is that high availability also comes at a high price. Disaster recovery delivers poor performance with extremely poor recovery time objective and recovery point objective metrics, taking in some cases up to a week to recover and rebuild lost data. Considering the three main challenge areas data centers face today, cost, performance, and risk, high availability easily addresses performance and risk, but falls short on cost, forcing organizations to invest up to 80% of their business continuity budget. Disaster recovery is a price leader, but because it falls short in performance and risk, is not a practical way to do business today. Plate-spin consolidated disaster recovery bridges the gap between expensive high availability and inadequate disaster recovery solutions, offering organizations a new way to cost-effectively protect servers in the event of downtime. If you look at how your typical disaster recovery budget is broken down, 80% is spent on protecting Tier 1 servers. These are your mission-critical servers vital to running your business. They also make up a small portion of your data center. The question is, how do you protect the balance of your servers with only 20% of your budget? Tier 2 servers are deemed business critical. That means you can afford to have these servers offline, but only for very short periods of time. Again, this group of servers requires more costly recovery solutions as extended downtime is not an option. Tier 3 and 4 servers are traditionally underinsured. These are important but not critical to the business and can typically be down for days before they're restored. Again, not a viable or practical solution. Growing business demands and advancements in technology have driven recovery time objectives, the measure of downtime, and recovery point objectives, the measure of data loss, to now be measured in hours instead of days. According to a recent survey, 46% of companies expect to recover mission-critical applications in 10 hours or less, and 28% of companies expect to recover business-critical applications in 10 hours or less. When it comes to limiting data loss, 65% of companies expect to limit data loss for mission-critical applications to 10 hours or less, and 51% of companies expect to limit data loss for business-critical applications to 10 hours or less. How long a server can be down is determined by your service level agreements. So, depending on your uptime requirements, there is a viable recovery and availability solution to meet your needs. Plate-spin disaster recovery and availability provides exceptional performance, delivering uptime between 97% and 99.99% uptime a year. This translates to server downtime between 1 hour and 11 days in a single year. Server clustering offers the best protection, but does so at a high price. Plate-spin consolidated disaster recovery solutions not only meet all recovery metrics, but do so in a cost-effective way. For a similar cost, image capturing is not a viable solution, nor is manual tape rebuilding. Plate-spin solutions leverage virtualization technology to create a consolidated recovery environment. They solve disaster recovery at a workload level, including the data, the application, and the OS. They replicate whole server workloads into a warm, standby, consolidated virtual environment. They give you the ability to run failed workloads directly off of the secondary system in the event of downtime. And They rebuild and recover servers to new or existing hardware in hours. Let's take a look at a protection scenario with Plate Spin Forge. Each Plate Spin Forge appliance lets you discover and protect up to 25 physical or virtual workloads. You can create customized protection plans that can capture and replicate changes on an hourly, weekly, or monthly basis, depending on factors like workload criticality and data change frequency. And while users continue to access the production workloads, your team can test the virtual machine copies in the Forge environment. When they're done, Forge can sync back up to replicate only the changes that happened during testing. You don't need to perform another full replication. And Forge keeps on replicating changes to the workloads based on the frequency you set up. Now let's take a look at a recovery scenario with Plate Spin Forge. When a production server goes down, the Plate Spin Forge web-based dashboard will alert you that a workload has failed. You can also receive notifications to your BlackBerry, enabling you to quickly recover by running the failed workload directly from the Plate Spin appliance. Then, you can easily restore the failed workload to the same or new hardware. Let's take a quick look at how Plate Spin Forge works.